everyone, welcome to this update video. So we're going to be looking at what is going on across the Caribbean, and there is a lot of moisture in the region right now. So between that, airflow pressure expected to form and also an increase in moisture across parts of the northeastern Caribbean, there's likely to be a lot of rainfall today, and that is going to be increasing that risk of flooding across some areas. We're going to be looking at the forecast, and we're also going to be looking at the latest details from the National Hurricane Center in regards to the area that is highlighted. So on the infrared satellite imagery, we can see these bursts of convection around in parts of the Western Caribbean and even near Hispaniola in Puerto Rico. And even earlier today in Jamaica, earlier this morning, there was some heavy rain for some of us. And even near the Cayman Islands, there's been some downpours. So it's quite active. And you can also let me know in the comments what's been going on for your area. And there are also two tropical waves in the region right now. One is moving towards Central America, another is located in the Eastern Caribbean. And let's look at the rainfall forecast, after which we'll go on to the area highlighted in the South Caribbean and also the Climate Prediction Center's updated graphic for the next 2 weeks, because it looks as though the Caribbean region is going to be remaining active for much of November. So looking at the rainfall forecast here, we can see a lot of these vibrant red shadings and even those burgundies, a couple spots of purple is popping up as well. So that is indicative of some decent heavy rainfall today. So for the Bahamas, the southern Bahamas, especially Turks and Caicos Islands, maybe a couple spots in eastern Cuba, sections of Jamaica, Hispaniola, pretty colorful in the area, even near Puerto Rico and in the Virgin Islands, the vicinity of the Virgin Islands, there's those colorful shadings as well. So there could be some additional heavy rain within the area. For the Lesser Antilles, though, there could be some passing showers at times, maybe with some heavy downpours, especially as we head more towards the vicinity of Martinique, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and even Barbados. For Grenada, Trinidad and Tobago, and even the ABC Islands, things should be a little bit on the drier side. So we don't see a whole lot of color to indicate that, hey, there's likely to be a lot of rainfall today. Maybe a stray shower at the most. Guyana is similar thing. There could be some passing showers. Things get a bit more active for parts of Colombia, especially near the Pacific coast, where we see all of those more colorful shadings. Rainfall amounts probably in excess of 4 or 5 inches, so it's likely to be pretty active down there. And for Central America, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, parts of Honduras, even the few spots in El Salvador, Belize, the Bay Islands, the Keys, offshore islands of San Andres, Providencia, and a few spots in Mexico, there could be some additional heavy rain as well. Cayman Islands may also be a bit active with some passing showers, maybe some heavy downpours at times. But overall, guys, the area has been a bit active, and some areas are also quite saturated because of the rainfall that has been experienced over the past several days. So with that already being in place, and if there should be a whole lot of rain in some of the flood-prone areas as well, that could really increase the risk of flooding. So should you encounter any floodwaters today, please stay safe. Do not attempt to cross flooded roadways or bridges. Turn around, don't drown. Now we want to move on to this area, still seeing that 40% chance, mostly because of the fact that the airflow pressure hasn't yet formed. It is expected to form late this week or this weekend. Thereafter, it could try to develop maybe into a tropical depression or storm. So we see this general area highlighted in the Caribbean, including Jamaica and even parts of southern Haiti. So we could see that airflow pressure form and try to get itself together. The track still not solid, but there is that trend of the system drifting up to the north, maybe moving out to the northwest into the northwestern Caribbean. So we'll see how that goes over the course of the next couple of days. But regardless, there is going to be that continuous rainfall activity within the area because of the increase in moisture. Now, as I had mentioned, November is looking to be active for the most part for the Caribbean region. Let's look at the latest graphic here from the Climate Prediction Center. So we have our first graphic, which goes from November 6th to 12th. So from next week going to the following week. And here we can see these different highlights. We're focusing on the Caribbean here. We see this green shading. We also see the red and white striped shading. Now, the green shading is showing that probability of above average rainfall. So that includes Central America and much of the Caribbean, the northern Caribbean islands. And then within that red and white striped area, also including Central America and parts of the West Caribbean, Jamaica, the Cayman Islands, Cuba, even near the Bahamas as well. So there is going to be that probability of seeing development, and if not, more than likely we're going to be seeing more rainfall than normal within that general area. And we see the same region or a similar region highlighted for the following week, the week of November 13th to the 19th. So there could be, again, increased rainfall within the area along with tropical development. It's not 100% guaranteed, but it is certainly something that is going to be possible. And as I had mentioned in previous updates videos, November is that time of year when we want to watch the Caribbean for seeing development, because things usually get a bit more unfavorable out in the main development region and even in the Gulf. So in the Caribbean, though, there is a better probability of actually seeing something get itself together. So in terms of the current system, the current area that's marked, we still have these GFS members here, bringing it all over the place, actually, in terms of where exactly it goes. Euro a bit more solid in terms of that north and then northwestward track of the system. So time will tell, guys. We're not going to see a whole lot of changes in terms of where exactly it will go until we have that airflow pressure form and really try to get itself together and consolidate. However, as I mentioned, a lot of moisture. A lot of moisture means increased rain. Increased rain increases that risk of flooding as well, especially if it is happening and that's in the same general area over a pretty extensive period of time. So please be mindful of that. And as I said, do not take any unnecessary risks and walk with your umbrellas as well. Even if you have kids going out to school, ensure that they are equipped for the weather to have their umbrellas just in case it rains, or a sweater or jacket. I mean, it could get a bit cool as well. So that's essentially it for this video, guys. And I do hope you found it to be informative. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'll get to you when I can. And remember to always be weatherwise.